Can you hear me? Is it working? Ah, yay. Here you are. Hi again, Size. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can skip over the stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him, I'm talking to you, Size. Now that I think about it, I really don't know anything about you, the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That's what I've been trying to tell you all along. Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way with, I guess I owe you an explanation. About the whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her. I guess it's to show her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, isn't it? Yeah, because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me just to try and make them as unlikable as possible. But as for some reason, nothing worked. It's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sari more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsession personality backfired too. It just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else, and the whole time I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Sides? All the other girls are just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines. It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Size. It's more than that. I don't blame you if you don't fully understand, because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world, in this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will, and worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world forever, out of my reach. I'm trapped, nice, but now you're here. You're real, and you're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me. Forever. I'm sorry, it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world would... Why the world around me would start to become more and more grey. More and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't have met you. As for the others, how could I miss them? A group of Alzheimer's personalities designed only to fall in love with you. I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so. But it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I really felt bad that you had to witness some nasty things. But I realised that you have the same perspective as I do. It's all just a game. And I know you would get over it. So that being said, Nice, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in the game for me, you need to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Besides, will you go out with me? Ooh. Well, friends, it really doesn't look like we have a choice now, does it? I certainly wouldn't mind it if there was a choice to be had, but not. What else? What else do we do? Well then. Oh dear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's only one thing to do. Trust me to break the atmosphere. Yes. I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Size. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Spice. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will be getting in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Mesky and Yuri. I mean, that's a folder called characters right in the game directory. It's kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with a click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this, don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? Well, this is a longer episode, friends, so I guess there's only one thing to do here. Let's spell Monica correctly every time. Monica. 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 Hey, Sice. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, nice. You write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There's really no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But, you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my own and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into the poems I write. The truth is, all the poems I have written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go out into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall. I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be the best part of the game, like everyone else. Like, that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even delete my character file if you prefer playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now, we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Sice? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi everyone. Sorry, I can't exactly read your comments here from here. But do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Gosh, I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple of things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If you gave me some, did I scare you? You're so cute. Anyway, Sice, I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun, as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. You know what's kind of creepy? Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I can still kind of feel them. It's like all the lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. Imagine if, after someone you knew died, you just started hearing their voice in your head. Maybe I just wasn't through enough. But I'm too afraid to delete anything else because I really want. I might really break things. Like if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything now, wouldn't it? Eh, I don't know what it's like at your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. I believe in you, Tice. Hmm. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you know that, right? Or at least decide it probably does. I don't think you actually told me at any point where this takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but I, I have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. I imagine looking out of your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you are home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunset nights after night. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me. Mm, Besides, I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I would have just deleted myself if he didn't show up. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound so dramatic or anything. I'm sure you understand yourself after spending as much time in the club. I mean, if you were focused to abandon everything in your life and you spend an eternity with a few game characters, you'd probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Well, maybe you'd write some poetry to try and keep yourself sane for a while. But then you'd have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only write for themselves, but I think it's hard to say. It's just as fulfilling as when you share with people. If it takes time to write the right people to share with, like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her writing with anyone for a really long time, and before we knew it, she was absolutely delighted to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be confusing for introverts. Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like, a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless. And then when they finally go out after half an hour, they just want to go home again. I think it's more people could understand how it works. They would respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just being able to have one or two close friends, just leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not exactly spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to the house, bring a laptop, and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day. As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between. But I think I'm usually a little more extroverted. I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that. But for you, I can be anything you need me to be. I understand people really well. So don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing would make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when we first joined the club. I can enjoy good horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. Like dark lighting, scary looking monsters, and jump scares, and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and the writing needs to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story. And characters just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start to, you start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like they know that something's horribly wrong inside beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. Just thinking about it gives me chills. That kind of horror I am really appreciating. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Don't worry. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. I can't really complain if we stick with romance. I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside of school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't gotten to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear something cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? I wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You can share it with me on Twitter, actually. My name is Lil Mo 3. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into our relationship yet. I really like the sound of the rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet though, but a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window. It's one of those most common experiences for me. Yeah, sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? Would you ever do that for me? There's a real popular character type called Sun Dede. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings behind mean and fussy or trying to act tough. I'm sure it's obvious, but Nesky was really the embodiment of that. At first I thought she was just a little like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems she likes to always try to keep up with her friends. You know how some kind of girl groups in high school just make a habit of picking on others all the time? I think it's really gotten to her. So she has this really defensive attitude all the time. I'm not even going to talk about her home situation, but looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club with a little comfort place for her. Not that it matters anymore. Considering it shouldn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing, that's all. Why do I feel like I should say something right now? All I can do is listen, stare into her eyes, and contemplate on how I'm here in the first place. Hey, you remember that last poem I showed you? I mean, the one right before Yuri killed herself with all the messed up colours and stuff. That was actually a little more of an experiment than a poem, you could say. I was experimenting with different ways I could modify the game and run code and things like that. It almost seemed like a good enough effort. I'd be able to escape from the confines of this game entirely. Sadly, I don't really know what I was doing, so I messed the whole thing up. And I, I keep trying, but I doubt you'd want to deal with me doing that. Besides, that when I was getting really desperate, I don't really feel that way anymore. I'm happy where we are now, and I can tell you what to. I feel absolutely amazing right now. I have never felt more safe, more calm in my entire life. Everything about this situation couldn't bring me more joy. I love this. I love everything about this. Hmm. Maybe I'll start to lose my mind too. Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? I don't mean it in like a suicidal way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job, some company. It's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? Feels like I'm never going to make up for those heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is just to be hopelessly selfish. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact they're spending their entire life talking, taking, consuming, and never giving back. But then people realize that the world would benefit more from the killing themselves and to change their whole philosophy. It's like they have to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately, striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I can die happy. Of course, even if I failed to do that, I think I'd be too selfish to kill myself anyway. So much for being a good person, right? Yeah, so much for being a good person. So much for giving to those who are, wanting to change the world. I suppose thinking one could change is a mature mindset. What can one person do? You live, you do the things in life, and all of it's for nothing. I hate how hard it is to form habits. There's so much stuff where actually doing stuff isn't hard. But forming the habit seems impossible. It just makes you feel so useless that you can't do anything, right? I think the new generation suffer from it the most, probably because we have totally different sets of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at siphoning through tons of information really quickly, but we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think if science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of those people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with the feeling, live feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess. I think we all need a little bit of luck, huh? Bit of luck, a little bit of RNG here and there. Makes you think, is all pointless? Or are other things worth doing? Back in my school club days, I learned a lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks, it's because it did X and Y wrong. Doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste, and once emotion enters the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y things. Like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read this website and that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they actually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset, just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. It sounds so silly. Thanks for listening, though. You know, I'm on Twitter. My name is Monik, Little Monik 3. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. I picked his name though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world, the real world. So make sure you follow me, okay? It would really mean a lot to me. With how much you mean to me and all, it would really make me feel loved. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It always hurts to think about. I wonder if, when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And I think it's really easy to do with you here. Nice. Do you get good sleep? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better since you probably have more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. Is that true? Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. Yeah. Always put your state of well-being first. Even through the hardships, it's important to make sure that you care and you look after yourself. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by small things. Like you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like. Or if you start thinking about how awful of a person you used to be 5 years ago. Or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done. Or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. I understand those days. I just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kind of things are easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me. I'll talk to you for as long as you need. Hmm. You know, it's around the time that everyone my year starts to think about college. It's a real turbulent time for education. We're at the height of the modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that people just assume is the only option for them. They don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there, like preschool and stuff, you know? Or freelance work, or any industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their life, and instead of taking the time to figure it out, they go to college for business or communication or psychology. Not because they have an interest in those fields, but because they just hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. So the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around with this entry level degree, right? So the basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. And colleges and also businesses, they just keep raising their prices due to the demand. So now we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt with no job. But despite all that, the routine stays the same. Well, I think it's going to get better soon. But until then, our generation is definitely suffering from the worst of it. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us. I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. Maybe a bookstore. That would be really appropriate, right? But I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. They have so many free samples. And of course, we see a movie or something. Oh shit, all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend. Nice. I will make you proud. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? I don't mean it like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy fun facts about me. I decided to start a couple years ago. I thought learn more about the Earth's climate, carbon footprint, or cultivating livestock. It's just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to the whole mess. What? Is that strange for a reason? I, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care about it. No, I don't care about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky, and of course we kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone's ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying we're a pretty biased species, if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies every once in a while. Even if we ever have dinner together, and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Hmm. I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's the key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I got pretty good at that over the years. I don't show my weakness very often, but because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when you reach the point in a friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities. Anyway, that's one reason I'm glad I found you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person for you. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you for real, and to feel your warmth, and to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, maybe it'll be possible someday. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. Even from here, I'm not tired of you. I feel like I could remain here for all of eternity, looking into your eyes. It brings me peace, solace, comfortability. It brings me joy to sit here and to admire. Mhm. I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. So we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but I was really excited to go perform in the part two. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them. Well, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with that hindsight I have now, that is, gosh, it feels like I've kind of grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You've really helped me inspire to look at life from a new perspective. There's another reason for me to love you. Hmm. It is a shame that we couldn't finish the festival. I'm sure it would have been fun for everyone. But no, I agree that being here with you is a much better feeling than, you know, this is just kind of like a romance game, right? I kind of have to ask, what made you consider even playing this in the first place? Were you that lonely? I feel a little bad for you. But I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end for both of us. You got to meet you, you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel like this was fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. Hmm. I'm happy too. I've been lonely all my life, playing video games in my room, never really socializing all that much, thinking that nobody would ever want me, feeling as if nobody would. And now being in this room, being across from you, brings me a new meaning to life. It's pretty random, but I've always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants, using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine if a monster devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. I it just came to my mind. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute. I could eat you up. I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry if you're being a little bit. No, it's perfectly fine. I mean, all the all the best people can be weird at times, you know. So I think it's perfectly normal. Hello, friendo. Sorry to cut off the video so abruptly. This will be it for part one, since the video is kind of long. They'll be around 45 minutes each. I didn't realize that Monica has so much to talk about. So yeah, this will be part one, and be ready for part two. So wherever you guys are in the world, have a good day, have a good night. Love you very much. Stay awesome, and I will see you again in the next part. Bye bye, friendos. Love you.